there, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus Show. I am Lupagus with One Bar. How are you today, One Bar?
I'm doing good. I'm ready to talk some Chicago Bears.
Is that a measuring stick I see in the background?
No, that's a bat. Went yard a bunch.
No, you didn't. You struck out a lot. You got angry. You're this tall. Anyway,
it's true.
We're going to whip out our measuring sticks, speaking of bats and things made of wood, and see who is the winner when we go position by position in our tale of the tape between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears for the big game, huge game, season-defining game this Monday night.
Wow. And Chicago Bears, they were off to quite the hot start, 5-0, but have lost 3-0. So get ready for this. They should be called the Chicago Bears. Thank you.
How many hours did you spend thinking of that one?
Not many, but when I thought of it, I knew it was going to be said. So I'm glad it was said.
Maybe on a shirt.
Before we get into this position by position, we should mention some guys who are out for the Bears, because I was a little surprised. Their offensive line appears to just be riddled with injuries. So guys who are out that we won't be discussing, let me get this back up. Cody Whitehair, COVID list. James Daniels, IR, and their tackle Bobby Massey is also on the IR. So worth noting.
More like Bobby Assey.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
Is that electrical tape on your hat?
Yes.
What happened?
It broke.
You didn't have white tape in the drawer?
I'm not trying to impress anybody.
Cool. All right, let's go. Let's start with the quarterback position. Chicago Bears, Nick Foles and Trubes versus Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, who says things like golly, gosh, and friggin' stuff, and Sean Mannion. Who you taking?
Yeah, but I respect that. I respect the way he talks. It takes a lot of effort not to throw out bad words. Every week we compare quarterbacks. I never put Sean Mannion in the equation. So it's really Nick Foles and Trubisky against Kirk Cousins. And this is closer than I'd like to admit, but I'm sorry. Mitch Trubisky is a shit show. We know that. Yes, he has had some good games with the Vikings. Nick Foles, sorry, I can't do it. I'm going Kirk Cousins on this one, and it's really not even close as far as the quarterback I'd rather have.
Yeah, I'm also going Kirk Cousins. I know he's more of a game manager lately, but I would rather have how he's playing right now than how Foles and how Troops has played. So Foles was supposed to come in, be the savior, and he's looking like bad Nick Foles right now. But, I'm sure Monday night he'll turn it around.
Yeah, Nick Foles in very short increments seems to be much better than long-term Foles. He's got 10 touchdowns, 7 picks, averaging 249 yards a game. Nothing over spectacular.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to running back. I don't know if we even have to talk about it. Dave Montgomery, Ryan Nall, Artavis Pierce against Delvin Cook, Alexander Madison, Mike Boone, and Amir Abdullah, who scored last week.
Oh, what a score he had. Yeah, this is easy. We both got Vikings, no doubt. Dalvin Cook in the race for the MVP. David Montgomery, he's got 472 yards, but he's only averaging 3.6 yards a carry, 1 measly touchdown. Just doesn't do much. He does catch a lot of balls, so I'll give him that. Yeah,
for like 3 yards. He gets a lot of work, just not a lot of production out of his work, so it's kind of weird. It's running back. It's Vikings favorite here. It's not even close. So we don't need to talk about it. Everybody knows Dalvin Cook's the best in the NFL right now. Maybe the best who ever played. So let's move on to wide receiver. Bears got Allen Robinson, a really nice rookie, Darnell Mooney. Anthony Miller, and revenge game for Cordero Patterson. That's their top 4 right now against the Vikings. So how do you like this one? This is kind of close.
Yeah, Robinson is like one of the most underrated receivers in the league. He's always had shit quarterbacks, yet he performs. He's fantastic. I love Allen Robinson. Mooney and Miller. All right. I mean, Mooney, I was surprised he had 31 catches, so that'll be one to watch. But Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, I'm sorry, they take the cake here. They're just a lot more heavy up top.
Yeah, that's the difference. The Vikings are heavier up top. Allen Robinson, you said, he's a beast, underrated. When Troops was playing, Troops would throw to him 17 times a game, and he'd catch 15 of those. Darnell Mooney has kind of become the number 2 receiver in Chicago. Anthony Miller seems like he's taken a step backwards this year. So we factor in and Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, the talent is just much better at the top than what the Bears have. combined.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to mention Cordero Patterson. I'm sorry, he's not worth mentioning. 17 receptions. He's got 29 rushing attempts. He's averaging 3 yards a rush. So that ship has sailed.
All right, let's go over to tight end, where the Bears have a nice mix of the old with the new in Jimmy Graham and Cole Kmet against Kyle Rudolph, Irv Smith Jr., and the Conga Donk.
Donk. Jimmy Graham having a little bit of a resurgence this year. 35 receptions, 5 touchdowns, averaging 8.6 yards a catch. I was very shocked by that. I thought he'd end the season with about 7 catches for 12
First
yards.
I've heard.
Cole Kmet, he's really has done jack shit. 6 catches for 79 yards and a touchdown. I thought this was going to be a little bit closer, but I'm going Vikings. Sorry. We can just make plays. I mean, as long as they get them the ball, they'll make plays. So I think Chicago is too crusty with Jimmy Graham, and Cole Kmet is yet to do nothing.
Well, I think the key is making plays. Vikings don't really use the tight end that much this year. Irv Smith, they get 2 touchdowns last week. And I think maybe Rudolph had 1 or 2 catches, but even so, talent-wise, the Vikings are far superior here. Cole Kmet is promising. He looks the part. Again, he hasn't been working too heavily yet, but this one goes to the Vikings, and there's not much to talk about, really. Let's move on to the O-line, and you mentioned the injuries already, and the starting group for the Bears it's pretty gross. You got Charles Leno Jr. at left tackle, Alex Bars left guard, Sam Mustipher at center, Jermaine Ifedi, and then Rashad Coward at right tackle against the Vikings O-line that has been playing much better lately.
Yeah. You might think we're loving on the Vikings today on the offense side of the ball, but fact is Chicago is almost last as far as best offense in the league. So this is well-deserved, and this is going to be a random win for the Vikings on the offensive line. I mean, if the Bears were at full strength, had their big boys in there, it would probably no doubt go to Chicago, but the guys they got in there now, they're not playing very well. None of them are, and the Vikings are. So I'm going Minnesota, easy peasy.
Yeah, I think of these guys we just listed. I think I've heard of 2 of these guys. So this goes to the Vikings, and even if they weren't playing well, I think I'd probably still stick with the Vikings on this one. So, all right, let's hop on over to the defensive side of the football. We'll look at the D lines here. This is going to be maybe where the Bears start catching up. D-line, Akeem Hicks, Bilal Nichols, Roy Robertson Harris, Khalil Mack. Well, that's getting the linebackers. Let's just stop right there. Backing up, they got John Jenkins, Mario Edwards. So the big boy here is Akeem Hicks, and I think he's the one who stands out.
Yeah, 3.5 sacks. He is a game changer in the middle. Nichols even. I mean, he's got 2 sacks. He makes some plays. So it's Chicago, no doubt about it. And they're without their big guy, just like us. He opted out, like Pierce, Eddie Goldman. So he's not there. But the guys who they have, got to go Chicago. And I don't think it's that close.
Yeah, if you're picking the best player from D-line, the whole group of these 2 teams together, Akeem Hicks is that player. So that's why, to me, they get the major check mark in this category. Check box. All right, let's move over to linebackers. Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith, Danny Trevathan, Robert Quinn, and behind them, don't forget, Barkevius Mingo.
Mingo, he's a Bear?
Hell yeah, he's a Bear.
Wow, I did not know that. There. Wow, that changes everything. I know. You go first.
Well, this is, it's the Bears, but Christ, the Vikings, Eric Hendricks is damn near good enough on his own to challenge this. Eric Wilson too. But then you got Troy Dye that kind of brings the whole group down. So I'm going Bears, Khalil Mack, Roquan Smith, Danny Trevathan, Robert Quinn, all studs. So this has to go to Bears just because you could argue who the Vikings have the best player right now in the linebacker group, but talent-wise, the Bears just have more of it.
Yeah, I think it could be Khalil Mack and you and I as the other 2 linebackers. I'd still pick the Bears. Mack is just, he might not have the crazy sack numbers. He's got 6.5 that he usually does, but he's still a monster and will be horrifying on Monday night. So I'm going Bears. Easy. It's not even close. You got it closer than me, but I don't even think it's remotely close.
All right, let's move on to the secondary. Bears got corners Kyle Fuller, Jalen Johnson, that beautiful and sexy rookie. Buster Skrines there backing him up. Kindle Vidor is also there. Safeties Deshaun Gibson, and obviously Eddie Jackson, who is a ball hawk.
Ball hawk. Love Eddie Jackson. Love it. And Chicago takes the cake again. I mean, our secondary, even though it's gross and we're down to the bottom of the barrel as far as players, I think they're playing better than expected. But Chicago is just, they got it. Jalen Johnson, fantastic. Eddie Jackson is great. So I got Bears. Full sweep for the Bears on defense.
It is, and that's their strength, and that's going to be the big contest for the Vikings, is figuring out a way to move the ball and put up points against this defense. Let's quickly go over special teams. Pat O'Donnell is the punter. Cairo Santos is the kicker, and return man Darnell Mooney, and of course, we can talk about him now, Cordell Patterson.
Yeah, Patterson averaging 27 yards a kickoff return. So he's doing what he does best. And this is the Bears again. Santos is having a good year. Only missed 2 field goals, long 55. Their punter's pretty damn good too. And their return guys, even without Tariq Cohen, they're doing very well. So Chicago, no doubt.
Yeah, this is again, I think Chicago, they may have just surpassed the Vikings on the overall points mark. I wasn't keeping score. But Cordell Patterson, even at his age, is still a very dangerous return man. You got to be, you don't want to kick him the ball, kick away as much as you can, or kick it through the end zone. You don't want Cordell Patterson returning on you. Still very damn good at that.
He absolutely is, and we'll see what happens. This is what it's gonna come down to. We got a sweep for the Vikings on offense and a sweep for the Bears on defense. It's going to be gross as long as if the Bears can put up points on Monday, we're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, if they can move the ball, Nick Foles comes back. Yeah, the Bears will probably win this one, but we're not going to get into that too much right now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've got a lot of the week left to talk Bears Vikings. So that's it. That's your tail of the tape. You whip these dongs out together. Pretty evenly matched. The Bears might have it by just a little bit of piece of foreskin.
Damn it, Carlos Santos. I blame him.
Well, here's one thing that you cannot blame. All you can do is just listen to it and learn from it. Applying vodka on your face cleanses the skin, tightens pores, and can prevent acne breakouts. So maybe I should dip some on my ass.